Hello, bitches. I'm back and I'm recording a YouTube video with my daughter. Okay? And today I'm going to be, and don't worry what's on my shirt right now. It's uneven. But today I'm going to be talking about a topic that bitches are still confused about. And I'm like sick of it's like I hate when things are obvious and people go with the unobvious one for literally no reason. So that's why I had this approach of just not trying to say anything nicely no more, because bitches still aren't gonna get it. So why should I sit there and say it in the most nice way possible when you're still sitting there acting delusional and you're not even respecting what needed to be respected? And what I'm talking about is being masculine, or what does that mean, or who am I, or what other people are, but they're afraid to say it for no reason. And I don't see people like this anymore because they're afraid of what I do not know. But let me say, masculine. Some people might say I'm masculine. I just say I'm being myself. But at the end of the day, the way I act is very intimidating to the average person. And my daughter, she just scratched me, and now I might. Yeah, it's right here. Oh well. But first of all, I was watching a podcast, and this topic came up, and I was just like, okay, I need to talk about this because this needs to be talked about. So I'm very masculine. I'm a very masculine person. Not the way I look, just the way I act. And the reason why I'm like this is because I do not like acting soft. I don't know why people like acting like that. I don't know why women like acting like soft and dainty and, oh, you need to take care of me. Yeah, it might seem nice, but that's as like an overall personality to have with your partner is just not okay. I am married. I've been married for over 5 years now, almost 6 years this year. And him and I, there's not roles. There's not roles in our marriage. There's not a traditional marriage, even though he's Christian. There's not like, oh, he's the provider and I'm the little that. No, it's not like that. We don't even have any roles. We're just a relationship. We're in a relationship and we love each other very much. If there's a roles with you, if you're with somebody, then you need to immediately hit that person off. Okay, it shouldn't be roles. It should just be like whatever flows. Ooh, it shouldn't be roles. It should just be whatever flows. And I can say this with everything I do. Okay, with my sister, she's taller than me. She's way more than me. But sometimes I am the person who's more dominant in that role, even though she's older than me. And sometimes she's dominant in another role. Okay, but it's not. I'm not the leader, and she's not the leader. It's just whatever flows. And that's how relationships should go. Like me and my friend named Billy. Me and my bestie named Billy. I love him to death. I would say that I would be more the dominant one, even though he's older than me and he's like taller than me, and side by side, you would think I wouldn't have a say in what we do together, but I do. Okay, but I'm not the mastermind. Okay, we both make the same amount of money. Because we work together, we both make the same amount of money, even though one does more than the other. See, it's no roles. Okay, I might come off like that way anyways, if you hear me talk to him, because I don't know, maybe you have, but the way I talk to him, it's like I'm like in control of him, but no, we're not. I'm not in control of him, he's not in control of me. It's like whatever goes, but sometimes he's really annoying, so I need to tell him like, yo, shut the fuck up. But no, he does the same to me. He's like, Sophia, like, you need to shut the fuck up. Like, what are you doing right now? And my scratch is forming. If you ever experience, getting scratched by cats, like I have multiple wounds from scratches from my cat, but not on purpose, like she does it by accident. And that's the difference between you and my cat. But long story short, there are no roles in any of the relationships I have, okay? And if there's designated roles, then you are not designated, you're not designated supposed to be with one another. And I can say with friendships, not friendships. Because roles make everybody complicated. If I can do this, I may not be able to do something this year, but I was able to do it last year. You know, I don't even want to bring it to this, but when I was younger, I was good with snipers. I don't know why. But now, older, even though I'm older, I'm supposed to be good at, things. I'm not so good with a sniper, okay? Back then I used to be, and now I'm not so good at it, okay? Roles are changing. If you put a role to someone and that's their designated role, they get tired. They get tired of it. And they don't want to do it. And a role is not supposed to be forever. Okay, and that's exactly brings me to the main part of this video. The reason why I'm making it is these gender roles that people install into girls or boys at young ages, or roles that people think it should be in a marriage. Okay, roles. Nah. Roles. A woman's supposed to be dainty, small, and let everything be handled by her husband. Her husband's supposed to be strong, worthy, never supposed to stay inside, always supposed to work. And it's just annoying. Like, why are we still not over this? The reason why people are moving on now more than ever is from these roles is because if something is not working or hasn't been working, it's not going to work. Especially these kind of things, like these topics that people love to sit there and chitter chat, which there's only should be just one reasoning behind it. It should not be no debate. It's just shit. This is the obvious answer, and you need to go with it now. Which is no more roles shit, because roles make you assume things out of people, and it's not even that kind of person. Somebody looks at me and they think, oh, since I'm black, I'm supposed to be ghetto. I'm supposed to be ratchet. I'm supposed to sound a certain way because that is my role as a black person. No, I'm not ghetto and I'm not ratchet. And I know that might sound like what? But that's what people say to me all the time. When they meet me, they're like, oh, you're very whitewashed. Oh, I didn't think you were supposed to act like that. In other words, they thought I was going to act more aggressive, which I am aggressive, but not in that kind of way. Do you understand? Roles. It can be with the main topic, which is these women and the men. It can be literally anything, and it sometimes it's not even assigned to you. Just people just think that of you, like a cat. A cat is like very like rude, like doesn't want to be around you. My daughter's with me 24/7. In other words, she's in my facility 24/7. That's not the role that people think cats are. Dogs. The dogs are like protectors. Da 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 da. My dog named Ginger, she's not a protector. She just talks a lot and barks a lot and doesn't hold her ground like a dog is supposed to. Other words, her role is supposed to do. And I'm so sick of it. And roles are just like, it can be different words, like assumptions. Are just characteristics that you think someone's supposed to have / the roles. And I'm sick and tired of this. Okay? And let's get back to the main topic. As a girl, nobody really told me what I was supposed to do because my mother was never that kind of girl and my dad was never that kind of guy, okay? My dad wasn't like, oh, you're gonna find a husband. Well, he said I was gonna find a husband, but he never said who I was supposed to be for this guy. Actually, he did tell me that. But he never said it as strict as I hear other people's parents tell them. It's like always settle, right? And then my mom didn't say anything of the above because she just didn't. Since I mainly live with my mother, before my mom was Muslim, she didn't believe in anything. She didn't push anything on me. And that's the main reason why I'm who I am today. Because my mom didn't force what she thinks onto me or what she thinks she knows on me or who I was supposed to be. Right? And I feel like I would do that to my child, but in reality, if you want to have a good child, you need to let your child find what they think they're going to, or what they're supposed to find on their own, okay? That's why animals, after like a couple months, sometimes a couple months, like a year, the mothers leave their children. And that's exactly how humans should be, okay? And not like leave them like in the street or let them like talk to grown men. Not like that. I'm just talking about let them be their own person, okay? If I didn't be my own person, I wouldn't be happy, okay? Thanks to my mother. I don't even think she did it on purpose. I don't even think she knew she was doing it, but she did it, and now I am here today, okay? So that's why people feel like they still should inflict these roles till today. The older generation feels like they need to tell me as a girl and you as a boy or whatever that you should act like this and you should be like this because that's what they were raised. But excuse you, no, that's unacceptable, okay? My mom was raised different, her mom was raised different, and that's exactly how it should be. Not raised, they were different when they're a child. I know when I give birth to my child is not going to be, and I'm not going to let them be me or trying to make them another version of me. They're going to be a version of themselves, and I have to live with that whether I like it or not. So they choose, they want to be a little a femme little girl, like a femme. Oh, I want a boyfriend who's like strong and just gonna. Then I have to accept that, okay? Because that's not my place to tell them who they are supposed to be or who they are. Because their decision. People need to stop doing that, even if it's harmful. Okay, as long as it's harmful to one, don't make it harmful to many. And this is the agenda that we're going to talk about right now: masculine and feminine. Okay, I don't like to put myself in any category because nothing is literally me. Nothing is me. None of these roles that people put out there is me. I know it's me, and me is not any of this. But at the end of the day, I'm not an ordinary woman or a girl, okay? I don't like men. I don't like being around men. I don't like to have that I don't like to have that masculine person to tell me what to do. In other words, a boy. Even though my husband's a Christian man and he's way older than me, he does not tell me what I need to do or just act like the traditional husband would say to his wife. Because we both know that's not going to work, and that's not how you get that person that you're going to stick with forever, okay? So in other words, that's not me. And I am sick of seeing people pushing that agenda today. The 1960s is what I like to say, agenda. On to children or just people in general. Very hurtful agenda. Now, my agenda, I don't force it on nobody. You hear it, you listen, and if you want to be a part of it, go ahead. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. I talk shit all the time about religion and men, but I'm not going to peer pressure anyone to come on my side for unknown reasons or just for them to believe me, because I would never do that. This is a waste of my time. And even though I would love for people to sit there and understand me and appreciate what I'm saying or be a part of my team, that's just not going to happen. Or it might happen, but I'm not forcing it to happen. It needs to happen naturally. So that's why I do not like religion or men, because they force agenda on people who doesn't want anything to do with it, or just they force it in the most terrible way to force it in general, and it affects people, and it affected me. That's just not how you should be doing things, period. Anyways, I am a person who does not like men to control me, any means. And I'm not in a relationship where that happens. And I feel like that is the best thing best relationship to be in, where there's no designated roles and you can just be you and they can just be them and you guys are in it together. Rather than in it away, like jobs, for example. Apparently, there's jobs only listed for men and women. And this is why this is the phrase that people say that I just hate. Girls are not allowed to do that, only men, and so on and so forth, okay? There's nothing assigned to one gender or one thing. That one thing can learn anything, especially if you're a human fucking being. I don't give a fuck if one can do more than the other. I don't care if one can do less than the other. You both can do it, and that's all that matters. Do you understand? If you both can do it, y'all should be doing it, especially if you like it. Like working. Now, my mom was the sole provider because my dad was in jail not majority, but kind of more of my upbringing, and then we moved. But my mom was the main person bringing in that income, and that doesn't make me not the person I am today. Like, just because my mom was bringing in more money, is she supposed to be like my father and my mother because she's bringing in the money? No, she's just bringing in the money. Who gives a fuck? Is my dad like a motherly role because when he got back from prison, he was like staying home because he couldn't get a job because he's a felon? No, he's still my father, and I still saw as my mother. I didn't see them as my mom, dad, or my dad, mom. I saw them as the parents of me. I didn't see my dad as like a masculine person, and I didn't see my mom as a feminine person. So it's kind of odd that when I heard this podcast, and this girl was like, my dad was just strong and kind, and I was like, then your mom ain't strong? She gave birth to your bitch ass. And that's very painful. Strong comes in different qualities. And dumb come in many qualities as well. And she was one of them. The qualities. Anyways, long story short, I didn't have no roles as a child. I don't think anyone had a role. I think she was just making that up just to make shit up, just to make her sound like more dumber than she actually is. But anyways, stop forcing these agendas on children. Stop forcing agendas in adult life. And stop forcing agendas in teenage lives. Because when you force something, if you're forcing something, 9 out of 10, there's a reason why people are pushing it back. Okay? Especially in this day and age. Especially this. Sorry. We don't want to hear what you like, the same thing that other people like 70 years ago. Because that, for one, that's kind of odd. Especially if it was that controversial as these roles, masculine and feminine, and I just want to be a stay-at-home wife and cook for my children. But you don't have no children, so shut the fuck up. And there was a reason why those days are now not those days anymore, because it was climatic. Just because you like that thing doesn't mean everyone else is going to like these things. Especially if you're pushing a harmful agenda out, and the worst agenda possible. Okay? Who wants to be staying at home all day and cooking for children? Not me. And it's funny how you want to do that. That's like very funny. And like clean up. Like that's disgusting. Are you maid? And also, who wants to work all day and putting all their effort into gaining money and then just to come home and just sleep for like most of the day and then do the same thing tomorrow and barely spending time with your children? Yeah, not you. That lifestyle was in the past, and let's keep it there, okay? What's better for children is to know things before they are entered out in the world, and I wish my mother or somebody would have told me what I was to experience rather than experiencing with zero embracement. Okay, I wish. Instead of them falling, all these dudes are falling on them when I hit a certain age or whatever the case might be. But once you tell your children this, you need to let them have the choice if they want to take it in or not. And if they don't, let them find their own fucking path. There's one thing that my mom that I don't like that she did. She didn't tell me nothing. She just let me do what I needed to do and find what I wanted to find. Even though I'm proud that I did that, it was not a child should be doing. So, this can go and tie into many things. Exactly. That's the truth. The truth comes in many things, and it can be organized in many things rather than a fucking lie. This can go with if your kid wants to change the gender, okay? This can go if your kid wants to kiss a girl and she's a girl, or a boy kiss a boy. This can go into many different things, but at the same time, it is none of your business to criticize your own child for it, and it's none of your business like for like the sexual part either. But like, it's good to know at a young age, but it's also none of your business. Okay, because as a mother, I should not be asking what my child likes sexually. Like, do you like men or women, or who do you like? That's none of my business. You shouldn't be asking that. My mom hasn't asked me that because it's none of her business. And again, if you like to have that, keep it to yourself, because that's very harmful. If you can ask all of the women back in the day, all of them, and if they liked it, okay. Anyways, you can ask all the women back in the day, in the 1960s, did you like staying at home all day and cleaning up all day and cooking all day? And people didn't ask you, they asked your husband all the time. Ask them, did they like that? Did they like to be seen as someone who was a cooking cleaner and producing babies? Did they like to be seen as that? I guarantee they will say no. It's not the same with the man, but I'm not talking about that right now. Stop pushing out these roles, these uneducated dumbass roles that people left behind for a reason, and let's move on with the truth, the fact of the matter, and what will progress this country and the world with human beings if we want to live on forever. Just stop assuming, stop enforcing these new roles, and admit and accept the truth and push the truth forward instead of spreading lies.